Hi, it's Pastor Jeremy. I'm not Pastor Dirk. Don't worry. I know that the piano might confuse you, but I was thinking about what this daily inspiration was going to be, and sometimes I do my best thinking with music, and um, it's funny though. I don't really know very many hymns. Okay, any hymns. Uh, for some reason, I'm much more interested in learning Freddie Mercury or Alicia Keys than those other songs. And it was actually that came to mind. Um, there's this part of the Bible where Paul goes to this city that is far from God and that is not Christian and not particularly Jewish, just no exposure to the God of Abraham and Isaac and Jacob. And he begins speaking there and eventually is invited to go to this place called the Areopolis, and where all the smartest thinkers go to talk. And it was a huge invitation for him, a privilege for him to be invited to go and speak in that place and to those people. And when he does, it's interesting what he says, and not just what he says, but how he chooses to communicate. Because he quotes their writers, their prophets, so pagan prophets, basically, which I think is really interesting because that means that there are the words written by pagan prophets in our sacred book, in our scripture, which for people who are all about you need to separate yourself from anything that is not Christian. You need to not only read Christian novels, listen to Christian music, or any of that. It's problematic. But it's instructive to us because it means that, in a way, everything is spiritual. Everything, whether it was intended to or not by its originator, by its author, by its creator, everything in our world, every piece of literature, every art, every speech, every action can be used by God to speak to us. The real difference is in our own orientation. I think one of the biggest struggles that Christians have is living life with their spiritual eyes open, aware that everything can be spiritual and God can speak to us through everything. Even like Paul used those pagan prophets who were intended to convey a completely other religious perspective. Even that can be the voice of God in our life if we will allow it. So I want to encourage you today, and if you're watching this at night, maybe tomorrow too, to try to walk through your whole day with your spiritual eyes open. Maybe you will hear God speaking through an unexpected moment, voice, piece of literature, or music. But I can guarantee you won't hear God speak if you aren't listening for God's voice. So let's have a wide awake day spiritually.